Okay, it's another match reaction, and it is yet another loss for Liverpool. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 1. I'll start with the lineup. We went back to basics. It was pretty much our lineup from last season. So what happened? That is what many people were calling for. Anna Slot listened and thought, okay, enough with the experimentation. Let's go back to basics. Let's go back to our tried and tested lineup. With the exception of Kerkes, who came in at left back, and Isak, who started up front in the number 9 position. Everybody else tried and tested, proven champions, Premier League winners. Yet, it wasn't enough. It wasn't good enough. It was just not good enough. So at this point, I wouldn't blame anyone who says Liverpool are in a crisis. I wouldn't blame anyone who says that it is not going well. Even if someone comes up to say that Liverpool are not winning the league, I won't argue. Because I can't argue. There is no basis for me to say that. I haven't seen enough this season for me to say that we can defend the title. I haven't seen it, even when we've won. So that is the lineup. The first half, we conceded the first goal. And how did the goal arrive? Maresca, masterclass. He continuously created overloads in the midfield. And so we got isolated in the midfield where McAllister didn't know whether to go to Gusto or to close down Caicedo. They played a 1-2 between themselves, Gusto and Caicedo. Caicedo went on the half turn, created a whole lot of space for him. But that wasn't the main issue. For me, the main issue was that after Caicedo created that space for himself, he was facing head-on our centre-back pairing. And none of them made any attempt to close him down. None of them. They just kept backing off. And I think that was poor. Especially from Virgil van Dijk. He was the one who should have closed down Caicedo. I'm not saying he should go in and make a tackle. Just close the space. Just get a little closer. Put him off from shooting. We failed to do that. They got the goal. Another thing in the first half was the shambolic pressing from the front and the midfield. It was a highly disorganized press. And Chelsea got through us so many times. And it was so easy for them to play through us. It happened maybe 3 or 4 times before they got the goal. So it was coming. It wasn't a fluke, the way Chelsea got the first goal. It wasn't, because they had been playing through us. And did we create enough in the first half? For me, not really. We didn't do much in the first half to show that we deserve anything in that first half. I think the only time we got anywhere close to getting a goal was when Isak headed the pass or the cross from Salah over the bar. He couldn't get the ball down. He got under the ball. And I think he could have done better, much, much better, for £125 million. I think these are the kind of chances that we brought you in to put away, because we can't create so many chances every game. It is not possible. So when you get one like this, you slot it away, and it makes everybody's life very, very easy. But we failed to do that. We failed to get the goal in the first half. We failed to play well in the first half. We failed to play through Chelsea. We just couldn't lay a glove on them. Robert Sanchez, was on a holiday in that first half, even in the second half. So in the first half, Conor Bradley gets himself booked for a silly tackle, a silly pull on, I think it was Pedro Neto, and that was his game over. He had to come off because they would have engineered a red card for him if he had stayed on, the Chelsea players. So Slot had no option but to take him off. He took him off, brought on Florian Wirtz, and pushed Szoboszlai to the right back. And I think we started the second half quite well. It was okay. We started pushing a bit. We started mounting some pressure. And it did pay off. But for me, the reason why it paid off wasn't because of our in-possession play. I think it was out of possession where we changed our pressing structure. We were able to press them better. We were able to force them into mistakes. And we unsettled them in that first 15 minutes of the first half. And I think that is how come we got the goal. But even so, we created not much before the goal. I think Salah got a chance to put us 1-0 ahead before we scored. We actually got the equalizer from a wonderful flick from Florian Wirtz, but he side-netted the ball. And then a few minutes after that is when Alexander Isak controlled the cross. I don't know who put in the cross, but he controlled it. He tried to control and turn with the ball. It got a bit away from him and landed in no man's land. But Cody Gakpo was there to pounce. And kudos to him for being in the right position at the right time and reacting to that loose ball. But the assist was given to Alexander Isak, and I think rightly so, because that control was absolutely sensational. It got away from him, but the Liverpool player was able to take an advantage of it. So that was all well and good. It was all well and good. But after getting the equalizer, we couldn't control the game anymore. We just couldn't handle being level again. We sat back, the energy was low, the pressing shape was poor again. Maybe Chelsea changed something. Maresca made substitutions and he changed something. But we were constantly being counted on. We lose the ball easily in the midfield, in the attacking areas. We got into promising positions, but the last pass was missing. There was lack of quality in the final third, in the middle as well, and even in the defense. We just couldn't string passes together like Liverpool teams normally do. We just couldn't do it. Kerkers went off. Andy Robertson came in, and still Robertson wasn't good enough, in my view. He gave the ball away a couple of times. He got into promising positions, but didn't really make a lot out of those opportunities. Cody Gakpo, after we got that goal, equalizer, he was poor again. He was being brushed off the ball. Opportunities to get us into dangerous positions, he missed them. It was just not good enough. Just not good enough. And the energy, the counter pressing was completely missing. So they kept playing us on the counter. It became a basketball game. And that goes back to what Carragher said a few days ago, which is very true. And I totally agree with him that Liverpool are not playing football anymore. This is not football. This is basketball. We get ourselves into positions where it is too open. There is no mitigation when we lose the ball. There is no plan to counter press to prevent the opponent from counter-attacking. So Chelsea created chances. They created the better chances after we got level on 1-1. And the way they got the goal with the ball across our goal and someone tapping it in, That was how Chelsea got the second goal. It actually happened 2 or 3 times before the goal actually came. So they created those same opportunities, ball across the goal, nobody there to handle or deal with it for Liverpool. And in the last minute, there was somebody to deal with it. And that was Estevao. He dealt with it perfectly. And so that is how come we ended up losing this game. We just couldn't even hold on to a 1-1 draw at Chelsea. Losing at Chelsea is not something that is entirely bad in itself. Any team can go away to Chelsea at Stanford Bridge and lose. But this Chelsea team was a depleted Chelsea side. It wasn't Chelsea's first 11. This wasn't their best team. Another thing that is quite disheartening and concerning is that Romeo Lavia, who is not even fully fit, he's just coming back from an injury. He came on in the second half and he bossed the game. He absolutely bossed that game in the midfield. We just couldn't get anywhere close to him. He was shrugging people off, winning second balls and dictating the play for Chelsea. And for me, that is the most worrying thing about the current period in which we find ourselves with Liverpool. We've changed personnel. We've gone back to basics. We've tried a lot of things. I don't put it down to individuals anymore. I don't think by changing Konate, for example, and bringing in Gomez, changing Kerkes, bringing in Robertson, changing Bradley, and bringing in Frimpong is going to change anything. It is a collective issue that we have. Mentally, we are not there. We are not up to the task. The energy levels is not there. And I would even say the commitment level is lacking. I don't know why the commitment level is lacking. Because for the second goal, if I want to really be picky and analyze that second goal, Enzo Fernandez got the ball on the edge of Liverpool's 18-yard box. Curtis Jones was very close to him. He had every opportunity to close him down. He had time to close him down and prevent him from playing the forward pass. Actually, Enzo Fernandez was expecting Jones to close him down. So he was ready to lay the ball off to his left-hand side, to the winger. I think it was Gittins. But later on, he realized Jones is not getting anywhere close, even though he could have. So Jones stood off. He just decided to stand off and allowed Enzo Fernandez to play the forward pass into Cucurella's path. Cucurella was right on the shoulder of Wataru Endo, who had just come on. Just coming on. And he was flat-footed. Endo was flat-footed. He had no idea where Cucurella was. And he wasn't even quick enough to prevent the cross from going in. In the first place, that ball shouldn't be going through all the players that we had around our 18-yard box. We were settled in defense. We had enough bodies. That ball should have never ended up across our goal to allow Estevao to tap it in. And when I see the commitment, when I watched back the replay of that goal, the number of Liverpool players that were just walking around. They were in the defense area. They were in our box. But the commitment to just hold on to the 1-1 draw and go on to your international break. Give us a draw for the break. They just couldn't do it. And it is worrying because this Chelsea team, I don't think should have been able to beat us. No. Because this is not Chelsea's first team. Cole Palmer isn't available. They have a number of defenders missing. And today, Robert Sanchez didn't have to work a lot. We didn't give him anything to work with. He didn't earn his money today. He didn't get a living today. And that is because we failed to put any sort of pressure on Chelsea. So my closing remarks, if we continue like this, then it's going to be a very long season for Liverpool. The only thing I can say is that I just hope that we can turn things around. But at the moment, I don't know exactly what is happening because individual errors are just all over the place. Individual players who played very, very well last season to help us win the league are all completely off. They just can't play football well to save their own lives, and that is quite worrying. The manager doesn't know what the problem is. I don't think he does. I listened to his interview before the game, after the game. I don't think he knows exactly why this is happening to us. And one could say it started last season. So why haven't we found a solution? I think that would be a fair question to ask the manager. Now the pressure is on. We need to deliver. But the international break has come at the right time. I think I need this break to be away from Liverpool, relax, take my mind off it, and come back again in 2 weeks' time. So we'll see how the season goes. We are still only 1 point behind the league leaders, and it's still early days. So let's hope. We can only hope that things will get better. Thank you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, also hype the video if you want.